Some of the world's most powerful cities owe their existence to a single transport route. London had the Thames, New York, its harbour, Chicago, the railways. These routes weren't just about moving goods, they shaped who thrived and who got left behind. Now, East Africa faces a similar turning point, but with a brand new multi-billion-pound railway. This isn't just about faster shipping, it's a £10 billion gamble that could redraw the region's economic map. The standard gauge railway is at the heart of this drama. For decades, Uganda's trade has depended on Kenya's port of Mombasa. But Uganda is now eyeing Tanzania, which is building its own state-of-the-art railway to the sea. If Uganda connects to Tanzania's line, it could bypass Kenya entirely, a geopolitical earthquake. This isn't just business, it's a bold statement of independence and ambition. The plan, link Kampala to Dar es Salaam, slashing transit times from weeks to days. The old colonial lines are being replaced by modern infrastructure, opening up new possibilities and new rivalries. It's not high-tech, but a railway can be revolutionary. Uganda and Tanzania are betting this new route will be cheaper, faster, and more reliable than Kenya's. If it works, it could unlock mineral wealth, boost trade, and shift the balance of power for decades. The stakes: nothing less than the future of East Africa. Being landlocked is like having only one driveway to the world, and your neighbor controls it. For Uganda, that neighbor is Kenya, and the route to Mombasa has been both a lifeline and a source of frustration. The old railway is slow and outdated, so most goods travel by truck, clogging highways and causing costly delays. Kenya tried to modernize with its own standard gauge railway, but the crucial link to Uganda stalled. Uganda found itself waiting for a connection that never came, its economy hampered by inefficiency and dependency. Every delay at Mombasa, every traffic jam, was a blow to Uganda's ambitions. Leaders realized relying on a single corridor was a strategic weakness. They needed options and leverage. Just as frustration peaked, Tanzania offered a new opportunity, a modern railway and a route to the sea. For Uganda, this was more than an escape, it was a chance to control its own destiny. The shift south is about breaking free from old constraints. It's a strategic pivot, not just for Uganda, but for the entire region. The race for a new trade route was on. Three leaders drive this railway saga. Uganda's President Museveni wants to unlock oil wealth and secure his country's future, but Kenya's route proved unreliable. Tanzania's President Hassan sees the railway as her legacy, transforming Dar es Salaam into Africa's premier port and logistics hub. The Democratic Republic of Congo, rich in minerals but poor in infrastructure, could be the ultimate prize if the railway reaches its border. International backers, banks from Africa, Turkey, and China, are circling, adding complexity and influence. Tanzania has self-funded much of its line, but finishing the network will require massive investment. The stakes are high. Whoever controls the corridor could shape the region's future. This is more than a railway. It's a contest for economic leadership in East Africa. For Uganda, the railway is about more than trade. It's about oil. Billions of barrels lie beneath Lake Albert, but they're worthless without a way to reach the coast. The plan: a heated pipeline running alongside the railway to Tanzania's port of Tanga. The railway and pipeline are two halves of the same strategy. Beyond oil, the railway could transform trade for Uganda, the DRC, and the region, lowering costs, boosting exports, and creating jobs. New industries and towns could spring up along the route, lifting communities out of poverty. Politically, the railway forges a new alliance between Uganda and Tanzania, challenging Kenya's dominance. The Central Corridor gives landlocked nations bargaining power and options. It's a symbol of African nations building infrastructure for themselves, not just for export. This is about connecting African economies, and building a more self-reliant continent. The SGR isn't just a trade route, it's a tool for regional integration and independence. The stakes are as much about sovereignty as they are about commerce. The vision is bold, but the obstacles are huge. The price tag is staggering. Billions in loans, with the risk of debt traps if revenues fall short. The route crosses tough terrain, demanding costly engineering feats. The pipeline faces environmental and social challenges, with activists raising alarms. Political rivalry is real. Kenya won't give up its dominance without a fight, and a railway war could erupt. Domestic politics, instability, corruption, or leadership changes could derail progress. Over-optimism is a risk. If oil prices fall or trade lags, the railway could become a white elephant. The dream could easily turn into a cautionary tale. Success is far from guaranteed. What does the future hold? 3 scenarios stand out. First, the dream. The railway is a roaring success, transforming trade, supercharging economies, and inspiring further integration across East Africa. Second, a costly stalemate. Delays, funding gaps, and incomplete links leave 2 underused expensive railways competing for too little cargo. Third, a new battleground. The Central Corridor's success upends the regional balance, sparking fierce rivalry with Kenya and dividing the region. Each outcome depends on finance, engineering, and political will. The stakes are enormous, not just for leaders, but for millions whose lives will be shaped by this gamble. The railway is both a symbol of ambition and a reminder of the risks of dreaming big. The line between boom and bust is razor thin. This is more than infrastructure. It's the future of East Africa on the rails. The next chapter will be written by those bold enough to lay the track. The world is watching. This is more than a railway. It's the Great East African Reshuffle. For a century, colonial-era routes dictated who prospered. Now, the map is being redrawn. Infrastructure is power. Whoever controls the corridors controls the flow of wealth and influence. Tanzania and Uganda are challenging the old order, aiming to make trade a competitive marketplace. The outcome: clear winners and losers. If the railway succeeds, Uganda, Tanzania, and possibly the DRC win. Kenya stands to lose its dominance. The ripple effects will touch everyone, from truck drivers to global investors. As the first rails are laid, remember, sometimes the most profound changes come from something as simple and as powerful as a train on a track.